Well, do you find yourself having trouble saying no, or not speaking up for what you want, or perhaps you feel taken advantage of? Of course, we've all been there before, and counselor and best-selling author Michael McGill Jr. says the key to strengthening our emotional health is by creating healthier boundaries. And he joins us now with some steps for success. So,
yes.
Yeah, I think, where we are as a community as a whole, we could use some of these steps right now.
Yes, we need help with boundaries. Say it with me.
We do.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
The thing about boundaries, and one thing that I know, whether I'm talking to corporate executives or family folks in a lecture or talk or dealing with families, is that we all have that same challenge sometimes of asking for what we want, asserting what we feel, honoring ourselves and our truth. What we know about boundaries is that they are an indication of your self-esteem. They show you to some degree what you're accommodating, which shows you what you believe you're worth sometimes. So that's why they're so important.
So what do you say to people who claim they have no boundaries?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Boundaries can be tough to develop, but it's three critical questions that I always ask myself when I'm trying to develop a boundary. Number one, what fills my cup up? What is it that I need? What is it that makes me come alive? Number two, what drains me? Is it that I'm going out, to party with a friend and I really don't want to go? Is it the fact that I'm living a life that I'm just not happy in? I'm in a relationship that's draining me? And then lastly, ask yourself, how do you want to grow? What steps can I take to grow? So these will be some critical questions to help you develop boundaries in moving forward.
But what if you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings? Because I think that second one that you said, we've all been there. Like, I don't really want to go and see Michael tonight. I'm kind of tired. I just want to stay home and sleep. But he's having this party, and I always say no. So if I don't go, I gotta go.
That's the thing, though, is that you honor yourself by asking for what you want. So, for example, let's just say that you were in a relationship or you are challenged with someone. You honor yourself by asking, for what you want, asking and telling the truth about what you know, telling the truth about how you feel. That's what makes boundaries so important, is that they are an indicator, again, of how you see yourself, what you believe you are worth, what you believe you desire, what you believe you deserve. That's why you want to set clear boundaries.
Clear boundaries. All right, so I have a couple of examples here.
Yes.
This is a dating boundary.
Okay.
So this woman writes in that she's 43 years old, divorced, and now being reintroduced into the dating world. It seems like guys don't pay for dates anymore.
Sure.
Maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but I want to be courted and dated properly, and I want the guy to pay for a few dates. Should I change my standards?
Okay, so hashtag, is this you or are you asking for a friend? I'm asking for a friend. No, that is a really good question.
I think my husband have a problem with that.
I know, right? Hello.
But
Hello.
I think it's like, I think to some extent you do have to change a little bit with the times.
Well, I would say, though, again, go back to that matriarch, that set of what drains me, what fills my cup up, how do I want to grow. Here's the thing. You have to ask yourself, is what I'm asking, does it honor me, and is it dishonoring of somebody else? If it's not dishonoring somebody else, it's okay to ask. Relationships are tricky. They're tough. It's intimacy. Into me, you get to see. Well, in order to get to see me, you first have to tell the truth about what you need. You don't get to control how someone treats you. You don't get to control what they do and what they don't do. You get to control what you ask for, what you assert, what you require, what you request. And then if they cannot meet that need, you then get to decide how you're going to move forward, up and including termination. If that's what you desire and they can't give it, then you make a choice if you're going to accept it or reject it.
Right. That way you have control of your situation.
It's hashtag I get to choose.
There you go. And I like that one. Okay, so how about this next example? Growing up, my father and I had a strained relationship.
Sure.
He wasn't active in my life and he let me down a lot.
Yes.
I don't want to set myself up to be let down by him again, and I also want to protect my children from his behavior. So what should I do?
Well, the power here is that, first of all, we got to be clear. Folks, particularly when we let people down, we don't get to tell somebody how to feel about what we've done to them, right? So in this particular instance, it's okay to acknowledge, hey, Dad, make it about those I feel statements. You don't want to go in there saying, hey, well, you let me down so you don't get to see my kids. Make it about you and your experience. I felt hurt. I felt abandoned. I felt pain. I felt ignored. My heart is wounded and broken. And in order for me to protect my children and my heart moving forward, we've got to establish clear norms and healthy boundaries. And if these things are violated, then here will the consequences be.
There you
go.
So
grace is important, but you got to set the boundary as to what you will allow and what we will not allow for the sake of the hearts involved.
Well, let me ask you this one. I'm going to paraphrase this because we have less than 30 seconds here. When it comes into the workplace and you see that you've been doing a very good job, you're getting great reviews from your boss, but other people around you are getting increases in salaries and you're not. Are you being taken advantage of?
Here's the key boundary. You violate yourself when you don't ask for what you want and when you don't make it clear. I've been here this long. Here's the work that I produce. I'm a quality candidate. May I be clear in when I'm asking? The reality is that women sometimes don't always make the same amount of money as men. Women of color have challenges sometimes in the workplace with pay. We got to be clear that the step to getting to where we want to be first starts with asking for what we want, honoring ourselves by saying, hey, I get to choose. Here's what I'm requesting.
There you go. All right, Michael McGill. Woo!
Yes, I see you back there.
In other words, no one's going to fight for you harder than you.
You have to fight for yourself, and you start by honoring yourself with your words.
There you go. Know your worth.